All right. All right. I got a good treat for you. All right. I want y'all to get a good look at this lady right here. Let me tell y'all something straight up. Lil Kim, Millie Jackson, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, Josephine Baker is the first. Everything you're doing, this is the one. She is the one from way back, 1920. The 1920s, Josephine Baker ruled the world with her sassiness, her pizzazz, her talent, her singing, her dancing, her acting. She was the first being a seductive entertainer that grew to be an icon in her time. So as I think of today's era of what she was doing back then, who doing it now, these are the names that I just named. So these ladies need to pay homage to her at the end of the day because she is the one. So let's go and let's get into it. You see the title, the first black international star, Josephine Baker. Just let that marinate and what that means. All right. This woman was an American performer, singer, dancer, and she was very much a comedic personality. And her persona, it just really, when she walked in the room, she gave the space life wherever she was. So therefore, she commanded attention. She started out as a chorus line dancer, and you know, she will put her own little spin on the routines and whatnot. And, you know, pretty much a lot of the choreographers didn't like what she was doing, but it was who she was. She was naturally quirky and comedic. So, with that being said, somebody or herself realized that, okay, I got something here. I got something that makes me stand out. Therefore, you see, she's a beautiful lady and a sexy lady, you know. Um, so that didn't help. No, that didn't that helped the situation. That didn't hurt her situation, you know. In the time of the 1920s, segregation was at its highest, and in America, you know, you could be a singer and dancer and entertain, but you still was a second class citizen. And therefore, you could be earning a good pay, but still you're inferior of white supremacy. And as Josephine Baker trying to find her way in the career of entertainment, she realized that things wasn't going to change. But somehow in the industry, she found out that Paris, or Paris, as they say in French, Paris welcomed the dark skinned nationality and the culture. So somehow the word got out, and entertainers was flocking to Paris. And so, of course, Josephine Baker, she was like, let me go try my hand over there. And within 2 years, she was on top of the world over there, because, she brought an American swag to a foreign place that did things very traditional, and she brought exotic dancing to the forefront, which probably haven't been seen in, like, the clubs, the theaters and stages, outside of your own surroundings, like your home or your bedroom or something. So this was exotic to the French people over there. And then she came up with the iconic banana skirt and the routine that she did, and she was naked. So she shocked everybody, and instantly overnight she ruled the French people. She ruled Paris, France. Her name became legendary because the talk of the town was, who is this lady? This black lady, this sexy black woman gyrating all over the stages of France. That would be Josephine Baker. And her legend just skyrocketed from that point on, to the point that America paid attention to her. But she had to leave America to go somewhere else to become the celebrity, the star, the icon that she became. But yet still coming to America, which paid her well, this lady still had to walk through the kitchen to enter the venue instead of the front door to come into the establishment in that time. And she talks about when a white woman spit on her, she knew that America wasn't a place for her, because that's what the sign of the time was. It was very rough for people of color in America in the early 1920s, and so the French people welcomed the black culture, and they were colonizing African countries. So to them, black folks became exotic. And it's like nowadays when you see someone with beautiful hair, light eyes, that's exotic to the eyes, because that's not the norm of what you see. someone that's with a dark complexion with blue eyes or green eyes or hazel eyes. It could be a man or woman with good hair, a good physique. That could be appeared as exotic. And therefore, that's what the French colony looked at black folks as. You guys are exotic pieces of art, strong black African men and women with chiseled and busty bodies and naturally busty women and women with natural behinds. That was very alluring to French folks. Not in a bad way, but they appreciated the beauty of black folks, the black culture. So they were welcoming the black culture in their country. Even in the World War II and one era, which my grandfather was in World War II. And he was stationed in France also. I remember when I had the opportunity to go to France in Paris, Paris, the hotel I stayed in, I was speaking to the gentleman who was a black brother, but he was French. And he talked about the history of when the soldiers was here and how great and welcoming the French treated them. A lot of them soldiers never left Paris because how they were treated here in America. And the guy that I was directly talking to, his grandfather or great grandfather was an American soldier that met his great great grandmother, and he never left. So that's how he is existing now. So he is the product of an American soldier that was stationed in France and never came back after the war. So yeah, Josephine Baker, stellar career. She was known for her provocative dancing, seductive dancing. So when you think about a Nicki Minaj nowadays, Lil Kim, Meg Thee Stallion, a Betty Wright, just women that's in tune with their sexuality. This was Josephine Baker in the day, back in the day. She was the first. So these ladies in this era need to pay homage to her, and it was a movie that was put out. Lynn Whitfield played Josephine Baker, and she did a great job bringing her life to the big screen. And I'm going to do a reaction on Lynn Whitfield and her journey with her own credit of work. So, yeah, I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of Josephine Baker. She died, I want to say, at 68, if I'm not mistaken. She died from a blood hemorrhaging of the brain after a performance the next day. And, she was a mother of 12 kids that she adopted. She was the first Angelina Jolie that adopted kids from different cultures. around the world. She called her kids the Rainbow Coalition, the Rainbow Love Kids. She couldn't have biological kids, so therefore, that's why she adopted kids, and Josephine Baker was married 4 times to powerful men in France, in France, and you know they were very much a part of her career in some way or form, and just a little facts of her. And I'm talking about her, and she's the topic right now because the BBC World News was talking about her because her son, one of the adopted kids, is writing a book on her life, his mother's life, and talking about that Josephine Baker started a restaurant called Chez Josephine, and he's carrying on her legacy and is in New York. I need to go up there and find that restaurant and visit this iconic place. And she was from Louisiana, so she was quite the country girl. So that's why maybe she was so, down home and goofy, but charismatic and smart. She learned the French language as well as, I think, German and Swedish dialect. And so she was one that very much adapted to her surroundings. And um, she was truly iconic, So look up her story. I just gave you a remix rough draft and it wasn't in order. It's so much to talk about. She was an actress, not just a singer and dancer, but as she aged in her career, she became one of the elites of France, an elegant woman that was taken very seriously and was powerful from her celebrity. She even joined the French army and was a spy because she would go and entertain the troops during the war and she would bring back secrets in her music notes. So that's how she served the Republic of France and became a war hero. And pen this, did you know at the I Have a Dream speech that Dr. King spoke at in DC at the reflection pool by the monument in DC, do you know that she was one of the speakers and she wore her military uniform from France? I didn't know that. Did you? So, yeah, I hope I taught you something today. And one of our American treasures that became internationally acclaimed and she been emulated but can be never duplicated. The one and only Josephine Baker. I'm going to end it on that note. Peace. Rest in peace.